connecting to the program. Please share the broadcast as you join. Share the broadcast on your platform. Share the broadcast to family and friends. Share the broadcast to those who are close to you. Share the broadcast, keep on sharing so that we can be able to reach to as many people as possible. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome.
Promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isobo. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. I had in Sosine Bigebi. He said,
Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on this very program. From my end, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel, like and share the video to all platforms. If you are watching from Biafra land, I appreciate you. I welcome you specially, and I say may Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. And whichever part of the world you are connecting to us from, if you are joining from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, from Russia, from China, whichever part of the world you are connecting to this program from, I appreciate you and I welcome you once again, and I say may Chukwu Okike continue to guide you, protect you, secure you, and keep you safe. For those who are joining us for the very first time, I always remind you that this platform where you are listening from is an autopiloted platform in the hand of Chukwu Okike. This is a platform that is under the Biafra Republic government in exile, under the supervision of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the supreme leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand. In this platform, we don't come here to preach hate speech. We don't come here to preach propaganda. We don't come here to attack people. We do not come here to instigate violence unnecessarily. We don't come here to speak lies. We come here to encourage Biafrans. We come here to talk to Biafrans, encourage Biafrans, and encourage them to stand on their feet and also to know that which is their right. We come here to wake up the Biafran consciousness and make people understand the true situation of things in the contraption called Nigeria, in the life of the indigenous people in Nigeria, more especially the Biafran people. We come here to speak the truth and nothing but the truth, to bring the situation, our plight before the whole world, to tell our story. The enemy have told our story for a very long time, and each time they tell this story, they tell lies against us. There are a lot of lies flying out there. And the more you begin to keep silent in those lies, before you know it, it will become the truth, and people begin to believe it as the truth. That is why it is necessary that we stand up and speak up. That is why we are coming online on daily basis. Every platform of Biafra Republic Government in Exile, every media of Biafra Republic in Exile, we come online to make sure we debunk all those lies and tell the true story of the situation in that contraption called Nigeria, more especially in the life of the Biafran people. A lot of things are going on. Even as you're watching me, so many things are going on. People are denying some facts. But no matter how they continue to deny those facts, as long as we live, as long as we are still here, they cannot get away with that, their denial. Today, we are preparing and gearing up to enter the Exodus, to enter the triumphant entry into Biafra, and preparations have been made today. As you are watching me, wherever you are watching me, every one of you have seen the great attack we are getting from east, west, north, and south, from all corners. People pretending to be what they are not. Some of them who have been pretending to be with us, finally today we have known that they are not with us. Those who have used one blackmail or the other to make us believe that we are speaking the same language, that we are pursuing freedom. But when we have gotten to the peak of the freedom, when you are going to the stage where everybody has to speak as a free man, most of them have become lily-livered. They are speaking from both sides of their mouth. But for those of us who are consistent in our request, who are the hardcore followers of Mazen Nandekano, those of us who are among those whom Chukwu from their mother's womb have ordained and made them to prepare for freedom, we will continue to stand our ground and speak the truth. And today we are in the last minute preparation for that movement. We are in the last minute preparation for the triumphant entry into Biafra, which is going to start on Monday. As you are watching me already, the oil companies in Biafra land have taken note, and they are on shock lockdown, starting from 28 as they promised. And I bet you, wherever you are watching me from, I hope you are preparing yourself. I hope you are preparing yourself. The palliative have been shared, and people who deserve the palliative have gotten it. And if you have not gotten your own, wait, it is going to get to you. In this last minute preparation, what are you doing on your own side? If you are in Biafra land, always know there is a responsibility that falls on your shoulder. The responsibility for us to walk into this very Biafra we are talking about, to march and get into our freedom, lies on every one of us. Wherever you are watching me today, ask yourself a question. What are you going to do to make sure that this triumphant entry into Biafra becomes a success? Please, as you are watching this program, like the program and share it. Click like. When you click like, you are helping us to spread this gospel. You are making sure that everybody gets information. We are still in the era of radical evangelism. Information is very important to every Biafran. You cannot afford to keep information to yourself. Not now. Not now. Not in this very critical time. That is why we urge you to share and like. Any platform where you belong, share the program there. Share to family and friends. Even our enemies, share to them. As I was saying, how prepared are you? How prepared are you as we are walking into this triumphant entry? The Biafra Republic Government in Exile have put everything in place. Our Prime Minister have guided us from a very long way up to this very time. He has told us what we need to hear. He has given us instructions on the direction to follow. Are you listening? Are you following? One of the security informations you must put at the back of your mind if you are in Nigeria. If you're not in Nigeria, if you're not in the zoo, if you're not in Biafra land, you can still send information to your families and tell them. You can send information to your families and tell them. You're welcome, Diana Ogumbiere. Thank you so much, Diana, for joining. Send information to your families and tell them that they must be security conscious at this time. In these 2 weeks that we are entering, these 2 weeks of lockdown, tell them to be security conscious. They should pay attention to every single instructions. Most importantly, anytime they see the terrorists around in uniform, they should run for cover. Tell people in Biafra land, every Biafran in Biafra land, if you are in Biafra land, get this message and pass it across to your neighbor. If you're not in Biafra land, you are abroad, reach your family and tell them. Anytime they see the Zoological Republic terrorists coming in their uniform, they should run for cover. Go into your house and lock up your door. Do not sit there and say you are not agitated. Do not sit there and say you are not part of the struggle. Do not sit there and say you are innocent. As long as you are a Biafran in Biafra land, they see you as an enemy. They see you as an enemy. If you don't run away from them, you are only making yourself a cheap meat for them. You know they cannot face the Biafran Liberation Army. The Biafran Liberation Army have the responsibility to protect you. They have the responsibility to protect your properties. Give them that space to do that. Do not get into confrontation with any military man. Don't get into confrontation with any policeman. Within this period that we are entering the very sit at home, the only thing that you are instructed to do as a Biafran is to sit in your home. Sit in your home. Wait for instruction. Any day there's a break for you to come out to buy something or refill things that you need, you come out. Come out on that day. But any day there's a sit at home day, they are going to come after you with their blackmail. They will look for people they are going to use to blackmail the sit at home. Every one of you watching me can testify that recently our sit at home has been very, very successful because people comply on their own without coming out. When they try to search for people to use for blackmail, they will not see anybody. They can't come to your room and drag you out. When you see them coming, give way. Don't confront them. The only people that have the authority and power to confront them, who are equal to the task, are the Biafran Liberation Army and the ESN. They will be very much available to protect you and your property. Do not put yourself in harm's way. Allow those whose responsibility it is to protect you, let them do the job and protect you. This is a very difficult time. It is going to be a challenging time. But let me tell you, freedom doesn't come cheap. It comes with responsibility, a lot of responsibility. It comes with sacrifice. And to this state that we have gotten to, everybody, as long as you're a Biafran from the old Southeastern region, you have to prepare for that sacrifice. Prepare yourself for that sacrifice. Is it going to be easy? It is not going to be easy. It is not going to be easy. Nobody promised you an easy ride anywhere. Mazen Nandekano never promised an easy ride. Our Prime Minister never promised an easy ride. And you yourself, with your common sense, know that freedom doesn't come cheap. It doesn't come cheap. That is why you hear people fight for their freedom. Every time you see people go for freedom, they say, fight for your freedom. It is a fight. So it requires effort. It requires sacrifice. It requires commitment. The only good thing you can do for yourself is to pay attention and watch closely. Pay attention and watch closely at all times. Do not get yourself in harm's way. Do not get yourself in. You have to be security conscious at all times if you're in Biafra land. Every single thing you see around you, you must be sensitive to it. the terrorists are going to come. They will come in uniform. Some of them might speak your own language. Some will come as a brother. Some will be of the same religion with you. But does that change anything? It doesn't change anything. These are people who has made up their mind to come after you and destroy you. The devil come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And that is what they are coming for. That is why the only way you can survive as an ordinary person is to flee from them whenever you see them coming. Flee. Get into your room and lock your room up. Flee. Within the period of sit at home, flee. This is not the time to be going out late hours. This is not the time to be going out very early. This is not the time to be walking about unnecessarily. This is not the time for partying. It is not the time for ceremony. Maybe you're expecting me to use the right language. We are in a situation of war in Biafra land. Even though the world pretend. Even though most of the time we don't like to mention it. But let me tell you, Biafra land is at war. The people you call your traditional rulers, the Ohanezedibo and the politicians, have declared war upon the ordinary citizens. You must have that consciousness in your mind that the land is at war. That is why you must be very careful where you go, how you go about it, where you set your foot at every given point in time. It is not a child's play. This is not a child's play. You must be very, very careful. You must be very, very careful in what you do and how you do it. One important thing again you have to do as a Biafran, wherever you are on the planet Earth, this is the time we have to hold each other's hand. This is the time you don't have to see your own brother as your enemy. This is the time we have to unite together. If there is any less privileged person around you, if there is any helpless person around you, please and please and please, for the sake of humanity, help that person out. In this time that we are getting into, if there is any helpless person around you, look around you, you will find one person that you are better than. Even if you're living abroad, you have extended families. You have families, you have neighbors down back there at home. If you are living abroad, look back home, you will see some neighbors who you can be able to help. You see some people who need help. I beg you in the name of Chukwu Gabriel, reach out to them. And if you are in Biafra land, please be your brother's keeper. Now, it is very important. This was the message that kept us in 1967 during the Civil War. When you watch the video of how people lived in that time, it is said that they were sharing everything that they had in common. Our great-grandparents, our parents who were there during the Civil War, we are sharing everything they had in common. The little they have, they share it among themselves, and that was what sustained them for 3 good years. They fought against the world powers. They stood, and they succeeded, and that is why you and I are alive today. But in 2023, we are going to fight in a better form. In 2023, we are much more equipped. We have more wisdom. We are much more connected. We have much more ways. The blockade they gave us in 1967, they cannot be able to do it now. That blockade cannot happen. We have access to the internet. We have access to information. We have people on higher places that can speak for us. 2023 cannot be like 1967. But one important thing you must tap in, you must tap from that 2027. One of the important things you must have to borrow from 1967 and bring into this very 2023 is Honorable Naban also. Be your brother's keeper. Be your brother's keeper. Have the mindset of sharing. Activate that humanity in you. Forget about greed, envy, and jealousy. Keep them aside. Let us face reality. Face the real enemy. Those who has presented themselves before the whole world as we are preparing and walking into this very triumphant entry, which is going to start on Monday, as we are preparing. In all our preparation, you have seen different challenges that are coming. You have seen our enemies making an open statement. They no longer hide in the secret. They no longer talk in their hidden places. They are talking in the open. They are no longer wearing masks. Today, we know the true enemy of the Biafra people. And those are the people we are focusing on. Those are the people we are going to beware of. Those are the people we are going to eradicate from Biafra land by fire, by force. Every single politician in Biafra land will go to exile. Every single politician in Biafra land that supports the dehumanization of Biafra people, that have continued to sponsor and support in one way or the other the attack against Biafra people, they will all go to exile. Since they prefer to be in their so-called one Nigeria, they have to remain in Abuja. They have to remain in Abuja. The Ohanes and Igbo and those traditional rulers who has felt that the only way they can remain relevant is when they remain in their zoological republic. That the only way they will remain relevant is when they continue to obey the wants of the colonial master. You are free to obey your colonial master. Go ahead. You are free to worship your colonial master. Go ahead. We have no problem with you. But when it comes to the Biafran people, when it comes to Biafran people, we are going to secure our land. We are going home unapologetically. We are going home. We have waited for too long. For a very long time, we have complained and cried and cried. Nobody hears our voice. We have cried tears and we lost tears. Nobody hears our voice. We cried blood. Nobody paid attention. We wrote petitions across the world. We wrote petitions to United Nations, to Amnesty International, to countries of the world, United States, UK, and every people that matters. None of them pays attention. We brought evidence, audio evidence, picture evidence, video evidence. They are still very much available today. Nobody seems to pay attention. But at this stage that we are getting to, the Biafran people have decided that they are going to defend themselves and fight for themselves. We have decided that we'll take our fate into our own hand. That today is no longer the time of crying. It is no longer the time of complaining and sharing tears. We don't complain anymore. We don't cry anymore. What we are doing today is to defend our territory, defend ourselves. And each time I talk about this defensive measure we are taking, I always remind people, remind my fellow Biafrans, so that you will not fall into their emotional blackmail. You will not give away your rights because of their emotional blackmail. If you are a genuine Biafran today, I want to remind you that it is your right to defend yourself. Do not allow anybody make you feel as if you are committing a crime by defending yourself. You are not. Self-defense is the right of every living thing, not just man. Every living thing, including animal and plant, they defend themselves when they are being threatened. It is their right. There is no law in the planet Earth that says that human beings will not defend themselves when they are being threatened. The issue of Biafra is not just being threatened. They want to exterminate us and wipe us away from the surface of the earth. They have said it by themselves. They showcase it, they practice it. They are not saying it in the secret. And if we fold our hands, you know what is coming. But we will not fold our hands. That is why the defense of Biafra land today has been activated. That is what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of IPOB, saw, and he established ESN on time. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu saw today coming. He saw it. That was why he was calling on Biafrans to wake up. But we woke up sluggishly. But at the same time, wherever you wake up is your money. Thank God that at least we have woken up. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu kept in place the strategies, the procedures, the instruments that we're going to use to defend ourselves. Chukwu Okikabia used Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to establish a foundation upon which we will build to be free before he was kidnapped from Kenya. While they were busy preparing for his kidnap, on how to stop Biafra, while they were busy orchestrating, where they were busy infiltrating the IPOB, while they were busy planning their evil in their secret places, Chukwu Okikabia was ahead of them. Used Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to anoint someone, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile. And I thank Chukwu Okikabia that Mazi Simon Ekpa made himself available when that call was made. He made himself available. And when they took away Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, it happened because Chukwu Okikabia permitted it for a reason. The kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was permitted by Chukwu Okikabia for a reason. And if you don't know the reason why it was permitted, by now you must have known. By now, if you didn't know before why Chukwu Okikabia permitted the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, in what is happening today, you will know why. And I thank Chukwu Okikabia that our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa answered the call. And from the very moment he answered that call, he has remained consistent. He has remained very, very consistent, unchanging. He announced himself as the disciple of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, even while Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was with us, as a spiritual son. And he has continued to make sure that the legacy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not trampled underfoot. Everything he is doing today is to make sure that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is forgotten. Today it has become clear that the plan of the enemy, the politicians, Ohaneze Ndigbo, and the Department of Sabotua that have been sacked from IPOB, their plan was to take the life of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It was never their intention to let Mazen Nnamdi Kanu live. That is why I tell you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu himself is a miracle. That Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is breathing today is by the grace of Chukwu Okikabia. And anything that happens to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, whatever happened to him, I will take it that it is the will of Chukwu Okikabia. No man has the right over the life of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. No man. Chukwu Okikabia have not given any human being right over the life of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If they had that right, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will not be alive today. Even when they kidnapped him in Kenya and held him for 8 good days without any information, nobody knew his whereabouts. The Department of Sabotua helped them to seal the information. They never told anyone of us. They didn't tell me. They didn't tell you. We were all kept in the dark. They had the opportunity to melt Mazen Nnamdi Kanu away, to disappear him. But Chukwu Okikabia did not give them that authority. He did not. That is why you will know that it is his own orchestration to keep Mazen Nnamdi Kanu wherever he is today. In order to open up the direction on that dimension on which we redeem Biafra. They had the opportunity. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, being the chosen one, whose life is in the hand of Chukwu Okikabia, he kept him and brought him, forced them to bring him to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition, committing themselves and committing more crimes. And since then, with all the torture, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu today is alive. He is still there for you and I. Our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is there for you and I. Standing his ground, he has never changed. You're welcome, my beloved brother Maxwell. It's been a long time. Thank you so much. Good to see you. We've all been scattered for some time now due to situation of things. A lot of things have changed, and our program also have changed. That's why we've not been able to keep in touch. Thank you so much, my beloved brother Maxwell. I appreciate you. Good to see you again. So, my fellow Biafrans, our Supreme Leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, as I was saying, answered the call. And Chukwu Okikabia, who gave us Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, will not allow them to harm him. And I make bold to say that whatever happens to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu today, whatever happens to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, I will take it to be the will of Chukwu Okikabia. Because no human being on the planet Earth, nobody on the planet Earth has that right to take the life of Mazen Nandekano. Chukwu Okaba has not given them that right. If it were in their own power to take his life, they had the opportunity. When you see what they are doing today, if you see what is happening in the zoo today, if you see the kind of way what is happening, even when their courts have said, let this man go, they continue to hold him. When you see the move that the governors are making, when you see the move the senators are making, you see the move the Department of Security are making, their plan is to take the life of Mazen Nandekano. They don't want him to be alive. They do not want him to survive the next minute. When you see what they are doing, a man who the court have said, let him go. A man who has no case anywhere. His own people, his followers, decided to engage in civil disobedience to let the world come to their aid and hear their plight and know that they are not in support of the dehumanization of Biafra people and the incarceration of Mazen Nandekano. That's the reason why we are sitting at home. The only reason we are sitting at home, the major and only reason why we are sitting at home, that we have gotten to the extent of now holding it days, weeks, it is because of the incarceration of Mazen Nandekano. And our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon, have made it clear that if you want to stop the sit at home, release Mazen Nandekano. Why is it difficult for them to release Mazen Nandekano, who has no case, who the court have said release him? Why is it difficult for the senators to stand up and demand for the release of this man? But instead, you saw when the release of Mazen Nandekano was mentioned in their plenary in the Senate. When the release of Mazen Nandekano was mentioned, they threw it out. They didn't support it. It was as if something from another, it was as if something illegal was mentioned. This is something that the House themselves are supposed to pursue to the last. These people are called lawmakers. They are the one that made Mazen Nandekano, made the law that made Mazen Nandekano innocent. They are the one that created the law that made Mazen Nandekano innocent. What you should expect that any sane person in that Senate should speak and say that let the law take its course because they made the law. It is their own responsibility. The legislature, it is their own responsibility to make laws for the country. And in making that laws, they also have to make sure that that laws is implemented. They make the laws. The judiciary make sure the law is implemented, and the executive have to implement the law. In a normal sense, in a normal situation where people are sane, where human people who are reasoning, in a place where country exists, what you should expect is that the legislature will push the judiciary to make sure that the law which they have created will be passed. When that law is being passed, they will now force the executive to make sure they execute that very law which they put in place. That is how it works. The three arms of the government, they are supposed to be working hand in hand, checkmating each other. But what you see here is people that made a law are now supporting the executive to disobey the law which they made. People who came and said they are lawmakers, they made a law, and the executive disobeyed that very law and threw it to the trash. Instead of them to stand up to the executive and say that you must obey this law which we have made, it is our responsibility to make the law, and it is your duty to implement the law. You implement nothing more than implementing the law. That's what you should do. Instead of them engaging in this argument, they are falling in line with the executive to disobey the law they created. And you want us as Biafrans to continue to sit back and watch this evil progress. You want us to sit back and continue to pretend and allow this evil to happen. You want us to continue to watch the dehumanization of our Supreme Mazen Nandekano. You want us to continue to stomach this evil that is happening and pretend that it's not happening. We will not. The less than 1% who have called themselves politicians, who have taken themselves as the spokesperson of their own family. The less than 1% who want to force us into slavery, they will not succeed. They will not succeed. The Biafran people have a voice, and we are going to speak in the language that they must understand. We are going to speak in the language that they must understand, and that is exactly what we are doing. They can cry blood. They can continue to run helter-skelter. I thank Chukwu Okike when Chukwu Okike gave us a leader. At this point in time, he gave us the kind of leader that we needed. Position in a place that we needed. When you see the kind of things that are happening, you will know that it is really time for Biafra to be free. If we miss this opportunity, we cannot get it back again in 1,000 years. Any place you are watching me from as a Biafran, thank Chukwu Okike Abiama and work hard to utilize this opportunity that he has given us. For Chukwu Okike to give us somebody like Mazi Samuel Ekpa, and he accept that call, continue to stand firm with all the blackmail and propaganda to discourage him, with all the attack, spiritual and physical, to discourage him, he continue to remain consistent. We have to thank Chukwu Okike Abiama for today and make good use of this opportunity to free ourselves. Mazi Simon Ekpa must be prayed for. Mazi Simon Ekpa must be protected. Mazi Simon Ekpa must be listened to. He has the key to take us into Biafra. You can see it clearly. You know, for a very long time, they've been asking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what is our template? What is our template? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had this template with him, but there was nobody to execute it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had this template for him. What they see is that when they see that template, anytime he's moving towards the template, they fight him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had this template with him, but he couldn't be able to implement it because of saboteurs that are surrounding him, criminals that surround him, career agitators that surround him, people who want to use Biafran struggle for their own selfish interest. They surround Mazi Nnamdi Kanu right, left, and center. That was why he wasn't able to implement everything that you are seeing our Prime Minister implement today. Our Prime Minister, the spiritual son of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and his disciple, is following every single step of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, holding the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu up, and making sure that Biafra becomes free. It is not arguable. Even the blind knows that Mazi Simon Ekpa is the only man today holding up the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and making sure that he's free. Every other people you see out there who are pretending, talking about their political solution and this solution or that solution, these are a bunch of clowns. These are a bunch of wicked souls who want him dead. They want him dead. That is why you see, they have seen where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is getting breath from. They have discovered that, look at where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is getting his energy from. Look at the source of the joy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today. Look at the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name is not forgotten. Look at the reason why Biafrans are still respecting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And now, they are targeting that very reason. That is how you know how wicked these people are. For you to know how wicked these people are, they know that the source of the energy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the source of his relevance today, is Mazi Simon Ekpa. And they are attacking that source. In the other way around, they know that the only way to stop the sit at home and have peace in Biafra land is to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They know that the only way to get peace is to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instead of targeting the source, which is releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to have peace. They jettison the source. They throw it away to dustbin. They don't want to pursue that very process they know that is going to bring peace. Instead, they are pushing other processes to bring more destruction to Biafran people. And I tell you, there is no man on the planet Earth today that has conscience that will see what is happening in Biafra land and you blame it on Mazi Simon Ekpa. Unless you don't have conscience. Unless if you are the devil. There is no man that has conscience on the planet Earth today, whether a Nigerian, whether a Biafran, whether from any part of the world, and you follow up on what is happening in Biafra land, then you turn around and you blame it on Simon Ekpa. It is either because you don't have enough information, or you are deceiving yourself, or you're lying to yourself, or you are evil yourself. Every one of us today, if there is nothing else, you see what is happening in the northern part of Nigeria. You see the way people are losing their life in the north. The fourth most dangerous terrorist group in the world are all based in the northern part of Nigeria, gaining ground on daily basis, taking the life of the indigenous people in the north. They don't have somebody like Simon Ekpa to speak. They don't have like somebody like Mazen Nandekan to lay a foundation. They don't have the voice that the Biafran people have. That is why you see their faith in the north today. Every blessed, even as at yesterday, we saw a video of kidnapped citizens, indigenous people that were kidnapped by the Fulani terrorists, and they were running for us, torturing them. Some were shot in their legs, and they bring the video out, demanding for ransom. Demanding for ransom. It has continued in the northern part of Nigeria, continue to happen, even as you're watching this video. Yesterday, I saw the new kidnap that Boko Haram did. And I can tell you, Boko Haram is occupying more ground. They are getting more ground and taking over many other villages in the northern part of Nigeria. You can't compare the number of people that die in the north to the people that are dying in the southeast. You cannot compare it. It's not comparable. It's not comparable. In the southeast, you see, the people that are concentrating the death, are causing death to the people, are the military, the terrorist military of Nigeria. The Nigerian government are the one creating death in Biafra land. Nobody else. They tell you about kidnappers. Who created the kidnappers? Who are the kidnappers in the southeast? Who created the kidnappers? It is the government of Nigeria that created the kidnappers. The insecurity you see in Biafra land is created by the government of the day, using the governors and all their senators. Mazen Nandekano saw what is coming, and he established ESN to protect the land. The governors went ahead to create militia group, introducing both the northerners into their militia group that they call Ebubago. And I want everybody to always remember, when we talk about this Ebubago, I ask people, if Ebubago were for good, have you forgotten that the whole people in the southeastern region, every citizens in the south region came out in mass and they protested and said they do not want Ebubago? Do you remember that the Ebubago was forced on the people? Have you ever heard or seen anywhere that the people were protesting against the ESN? Have you ever heard that the people were protesting against the ESN in the southeast? Have you ever heard that? Did you ever hear that the people in the southwest protested against Amoteku? Did you ever hear that people protest against Amoteku, that they don't want Amoteku? Have you ever heard that the people in the north protested against the Hizbah? These are security outfits formed for the people to secure themselves, and they are working effectively. But when you saw the caliphate establish their own security outfit to counter that which was meant to secure the people saw it clearly. Without any exposition, they saw it, that the attack was coming upon them. These Ebube Busu have been involved in kidnapping. They have been involved in kidnapping several times. When they kidnap, steal from people, take their cars, and at the end of the day, the cars of the people they kidnap will discover them. They use them to go against their political opponents. They use them to go and draw debt. They have taken some innocent life. And some of the people they took their life today have sworn to fight back. And they end up creating their own gang. I am trying to narrow this down so that you can know the genesis of the problems and the insecurity in the southeast. It's being created by the so-called governors that are sponsored by the caliphate. Sponsored from Abuja. They created the Ebubago, which target was to fight against the indigenous people of Biafra. And that have given back to so many other groups. So many groups that have picked up arms to defend themselves. And in all this thing that is happening in the southeast, every one of us know, even a child, the old and young know, that there is only one man who can come out and give an order, and everywhere will be calm. Every one of us know there is only one man who has that power, who has that authority, who has that love from the people, a genuine agape love from the people that can come and say enough is enough, and everywhere will become calm. The zoo knows it. The governors know that. Ohanes and Igbo knows that. Everybody, even foreigners, know there is only one man who can calm the situation. Now ask yourself, why have they refused to bring this man out for him to speak? Why have they refused to let this man go, even when they know that this very man is very innocent of all the charges? Even when their court have said let him go, why have they refused to bring this man to calm the situation and make sure that everything remains calm? Why? The only reason why they will not do that is because they want to continue to perpetrate horror and terror against the Biafran people. They want to continue to force you into slavery. They want to continue to ride on you. They want to make sure that you don't have a voice. They want to make sure that you are wiped away from the surface of the earth. And I tell you, if you don't fight back, they will get what they want. If you don't fight back, they will get what they want. You see what is happening in West Africa today. You see what is happening in West Africa. Coup and coup and coup everywhere. Biafrans, if you don't wake up now, I don't know when you're going to wake up. Everybody in this Zoological Republic, indigenous people, if you don't wake up today, not only the Biafrans, I am much more concerned about Biafran because this is where I come from. That is where I belong. That is why I am much concerned about it. But the message is also going to every indigenous person in Nigeria to rise up and wake up. Look at Niger Republic today has a coup. Niger Republic have had a coup. Do you know where they are heading to? Do you know where they're heading to? Do you know where their desire and their mindset is? There is a change of things are changing in West Africa. Things are changing gradually. Things are changing. Things are changing. Whether you like it or not, things are changing. And as the situation is changing, we the Biafran people cannot fold our hands and pretend that we cannot follow the change. We are going to follow the change. One thing that is constant in life is change. You can't deny change. But we, the Biafran people, cannot fall down. We are going to embrace the positive change by stepping out of the Zoological Republic. And I thank Chukwu Okikabiyama that the plan have been drawn clearly through our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa. Chukwu Okikabiyama have made use him to establish a foundation which every one of us to build on a foundation led by Master Nnamdi Kanu and build on a road that will lead us into Biafra. Today, our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, have knocked at every door that needs to be knocked at. In this new dimension, you can continue to deny it, you can continue to pretend, you can continue to say you didn't hear it, but I tell you, each time you pretend not to hear it, you endanger your life. Master Simon Ekpa have broken every door that needs to be broken. He has knocked at every door I have to knock at. He has opened every door I had to open. All we need to do is to walk with him, walk into that road and enter Biafra through the door. Are you prepared? Are you prepared? Master Simon Ekpa have put everything on the line. He has built on the foundation of Master Nnamdi Kanu, established a government. Today, Biafra is speaking as a government, not as an organization. Today, Biafra can engage countries. Biafra is engaging countries. We are engaging nations. We are engaging world powers. We are winning allies right, left, and center. Some of you don't know what is happening. It is not everything that we come online to pronounce. The only thing we do online is to give you the information you need to know. Wake up your spirit and make sure that you're focused, that you don't lose it. There are so many things that have been done on the ground that if Chukwu Okikabiyama will open your eyes to see, you will have every reason to continue to pray for our Prime Minister every blessed day. This is a man who has given it all. He has sleepless nights, working 24/7. He's on Twitter Space every morning, every evening, every time. If he's not on Twitter Space, he's broadcasting on Enter Biafra. If he's not on Enter Biafra, he's in a meeting. 247, on from one meeting to the other. He has established a government with people who has some things upstairs. Go and check the members of Biafra Republic Government in Exile, the members of the cabinet. In that cabinet, we have professors, we have doctors, we have engineers, we have scientists, we have businessmen and women, we have nurses, we have people who are knowledgeable in that Biafra Republic Government in Exile cabinet, and every one of them is determined. This is not the era where you hide under the keyboard and begin to type. We don't know who you are. This is not the time when you begin to hide and you wouldn't identify yourself. And even if somebody want to talk about Biafra, you wouldn't know whom to confront. This is not the time where you'll be hiding and you'll be typing and claiming what you are not. No. Today, Biafra is speaking. Biafra is speaking as a government. And we know those who are responsible for this and that. When you want to speak to Biafra, you know who to call. When you want to talk to Biafra, you know whom to talk to. The Biafra Republic Government in Exile today is doing exploit with emissaries all over the world, opening emissaries all over the world on a daily basis. And the de facto government in whole land activated, doing their own part of the job, setting the record on a daily basis. Things are happening. And to my greatest surprise, some people who claim that they are agitators, Biafrans, they don't see these things that are happening. They still focus their attention on agitation. You want to agitate forever. We have crossed that stage. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up and grow up. You cannot remain stagnant forever. You cannot remain stagnant and expect change. If change must happen, you must have to make a move. And that is what we are doing today. We have stepped aside. We have outgrown the stage of just coming to agitate. It is no longer the time of agitation. We are in the time of restoration of Biafra. And in that restoration move, everything that needs to be touched is being touched. Every door that is shut is being opened. You heard our Prime Minister Masamako say that if it will take him to shake the devil to get Biafra, he will do so. And he went ahead to say that instead of him not to bring Biafra, he will turn to a monster. You must be careful wherever you are as a Biafran. You must be careful. You must be careful what you are doing wherever you are as a Biafran. Going forward, we are entering into a very dangerous time. More than seek a ebi. But I bet you, at the end of the road, at the end of the tunnel, there is a light, a green light, shining bright. And we are getting to the end of it all. No matter how difficult it will be, no matter how difficult it looks, it wants the sacrifice. The only thing you have to always have at the back of your mind is that at the end of it all, we will win. Put it at the back of your mind that at the end of it all, we will win. No matter what, no matter the propaganda, blackmail, right, left, and center, no matter what the enemy can say or do, we are going to win at the end of the day. And that should be your strength. That should be your hope. That should be something that is going to give you energy to stand strong and never to look back. Fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching me today, I want to tell you to prepare for what is coming. Do your last minute's preparation into the exodus of Biafra. Do your last minute's preparation into the triumphant entry so that you can be able to enter, join every other Biafran and enter into Biafra as we are walking into it. No man born of a woman can stop us. Mazen Nandekano said it long time ago that we have crossed the Rubicon. We have crossed the Rubicon. And we cannot go back. Our enemy knows very well that we can't go back. That is why you see them today crying life and right, left, and center. That is why you see them pushing hard, playing their last card. That is why you see the fight of the dying horse that they are putting up. But I tell you, no matter what they do, Nigeria is gone and gone for good. Nigeria is gone and gone for good. By the end of this very sit at home of 2 weeks, at the end of this sit at home of 2 weeks, if you don't believe before, you begin to believe. But most importantly, you must have to plan on how to be alive to the end of this very 2 weeks. Plan within yourself on how to survive within the space of these 2 weeks sit at home. Plan within yourself. You must have to make your own, draw your own plan. All we are going to give you is guidelines. As I have always said, I've given you guidelines and instructions. And also, you must pay attention to Biafra Republic Government in Exile. Every platform that represents Biafra Republic Government in Exile, all our platforms, pay attention to them. If you don't have a Twitter account, go and open a Twitter account and make sure you follow our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa. It is very, you see, information is key. Information is key to everything. If you don't have information, you will fall into trouble. That is why every time I come here, I urge people to share video. Like and share, like and share. Don't keep it to yourself. When you come into a program as this one, you like the program and you share it, let it get across. Share it to any platform you belong, any WhatsApp group. Share it to anybody, even our enemies, share to them. We cannot afford to economize information. We cannot afford to allow ourselves to be held back. We are supposed to do everything humanly possible to reach across to everybody to be reached. That is one thing we need to do. Information is key in a critical time like this very one that we're in now. Information is very important. Every Biafran must prepare for what is coming. When you see the janjaweed coming, as long as you are not one of those who have been assigned to protect Biafra land, you are not part of the Biafra Liberation Army or the ESN, please run for your life. Hide yourself. Stay out of harm's way. We are not telling you to go and confront the military or confront the police. No, do not confront them. Do not have any kind of confrontation with them. And do not go and stand by and say, I am innocent, I will not play a role. No. Don't say, I am not agitator. They will not follow, they will not pursue me. They will not fight me. Don't see them coming and you are driving towards them, believing that, oh, you are an innocent person. You are a Nigerian. Don't say because you are confessing Nigeria, you will drive towards them when you see them coming. Don't do that. If you do that, you expose yourself to danger. If you do that, you have yourself to be blamed. If you do that, you have yourself to be blamed. Anytime you see them, run for your life. That is the only thing that can. And for you, in this time, this is not the time for you to deny whom you are. If there is any other time for you to acknowledge whom you are, it is now. Acknowledge that you are a Biafran. As long as you are from the old Southeastern region, you are a Biafran. And any Nigerian person, anybody that is in Nigerian uniform, representing Nigeria, see you as a threat. Get that into your head. It doesn't matter what you claim to be. It doesn't matter where you walk. It doesn't matter what you are saying. It doesn't matter how you appear. As long as you are from the old Southeastern region, anybody that is in Nigerian uniform sees you as a threat. And they are going to take you out of the way. That is why you must have to stay away from them. The Biafra Republic Government in Exile, through our Prime Minister, have given an order, a marching order for the Biafran Liberation Army to take charge, take responsibility of securing your life and property. Allow them to do so. Do not put yourself in harm's way. Do not put yourself in harm's way. Every Biafran that is watching this program, I believe you have gotten the message. On Monday, the journey will start. Whatever preparation is left for you to do it now. Don't think that maybe the sit at home is going to be cancelled. It will never, ever be cancelled. It will not. If you're one of those who is thinking that you don't want to prepare yourself, you don't want to do this, that is not that they have told you to come out, I'm going to come out, that it's not going to hold. Sit at home is going to hold. It is going to be much more serious than you have ever seen. The only way for you to stay alive till the end of this sit at home is for you to obey instructions. Stay out of harm's way. Let the Biafran Liberation Army, whose responsibility it is to protect you, take charge of the road. Allow them to engage the terrorists. Allow them to do their duties. If you make yourself available for blackmail, it will not stop from Biafra from coming. We do not want to lose anybody carelessly. We don't want to lose any soul anymore. We have lost a lot of people in the past. We don't want to lose any soul anymore. That is why instructions are given. We want to make sure that every one of us enters into the freedom, experience freedom in our lifetime. That is why you are seeing instructions coming. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Take every information serious. If you do so, you'll be glad you did. And you are going to see Biafra and raise the flag of Biafra. I appreciate every one of you that have joined me on this morning broadcast, wherever you have joined me from. If you join from Biafra land, may Chukwu Okikabia protect you, guide you, and secure you. If you are joining from any part of the world, I pray that Chukwu Okikabia will guide and protect you. Anyone that is seeking for freedom on the planet Earth, regardless your religion, regardless your tribe or your location, as long as you are seeking for freedom, you will find freedom in your lifetime. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect all our media warriors that are speaking on different platforms. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect our ESN, guide and protect our Liberation Army, guide and protect the BNL, every group that is fighting genuinely for the cause of Biafra. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect them. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect all our media warriors and their families. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect the Umuada, guide and protect every member of Umuada and their families. May Chukwu Okikabia continue to be with them, strengthen them, give them more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. May Chukwu Okikabia continue to guide and protect our defense minister, Honorable Azoka Charles Wampo, the leader of the Umuada. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect her, give her more wisdom, more mental toughness to continue to take decisions when it is needed. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. We commit Mazi Simon Ekpa in the hand of Chukwu Okikabia. At this difficult time, when difficult decisions will be taken, may Chukwu Okikabia grant him wisdom of 1,000 men. Wherever Mazi Simon Ekpa is today, we cover him with the presence of Chukwu Okikabia. May Chukwu Okikabia direct his steps, guide his words, guide his actions. We are entering into a time where difficult decisions are going to be taken. I pray that Chukwu Okikabia will give him wisdom to take the right decision at the right time. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect him in his going out and his coming in. He will never dash his foot against a stone. Every evil plan orchestrated against our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, every evil plan done in the open and in the secret, done in Finland and in Nigeria, wherever they gather to make plans against our Prime Minister, may they scatter in the name of Chukwu Okikabia. May Chukwu Okikabia send his angels of war to fight against those that fight against us, those that wage war against our Prime Minister, those that want him to fail. May the angels of the Lord, angels of Chukwu Okikabia, pursue them and chase them and destroy them. Every hole they have dug for our Prime Minister, they will be buried in that hole. Whatever trap they have set, that trap will catch them. Whatever hole they have dug, they will be used to cover that hole. They will be buried in that very hole they dug for our Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of Biafra, the government, Exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, will never dash his foot against a stone. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. We commit our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, before Chukwu Okikabia. May Chukwu Okikabia guide and protect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Secure him. Grant him good health. Grant him more revelations. Strengthen him. May Chukwu Okeke put his angels charge over Mazen Nandekano to continue to guide him in all his ways. Every illness in his body, every weakness in his body, everything that is not right in his body begin to be corrected. Let Chukwu Okeke send doctors spiritually to continue to minister to Mazen Nandekano. Keep him for us. Give him long life in the land of the living. We are going to celebrate Mazen Nandekano as a hero in the living. Mazen Nandekano will raise the flag of Biafra in the living. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. No weapon formed or fashioned against the Biafran people shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against anyone that is watching this program, anyone that has shared this program, no weapon formed or fashioned against you shall prosper. Whatever trap that has been laid against you will never progress. Everyone that shared this program and you're watching this program, you are going to see freedom in your lifetime. You are going to experience freedom. You are going to walk into freedom. You are going to see Biafra in your lifetime. No weapon formed or fashioned against Biafran people shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister Mazi Samareko shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekano shall prosper. Thank you so much for joining me on this program. Join me again in the evening when I'm going to be broadcasting on King David Exploit Expose. If you have time, join me. I will be there in the evening to speak more on our preparation into the 2 weeks sit at home, the preparation into our journey to Biafra. I appreciate you and I thank you so much for being there. Stay safe and see you again later in the evening. Bye-bye.